the replay. Thank you for being here, sharing with any of your friends who think that you need to ask that question as well. Hi, Silly Anderson. How are you today? Welcome. Tell me, what is your name? Where are you from? How did you get here? And are you committed, or what do you think that means? Oh, hi, Bean. How are you, Bean? Bean. It's so weird how it tries saying that A at the end. Wow for the question, or wow for the midway done mandala, or wow for the oils. Hi, how are y'all? So you're gonna laugh at me whenever you see me. Busy. What are you busy doing? You're gonna laugh because I look like an Eskimo right now because I live in Florida and it's less than 60 degrees. So I'm dressed like a ridiculous person, but that's okay. So here I am. Hi. I was about to walk out the door and then my boyfriend said that I need to wait another 15 minutes or so to meet him somewhere. So I figured I would talk to you guys and give you a question of the day. Do you want the quote right now? So that way, if you're watching the replay, you don't have to fast forward and try to figure out where I actually throw it in. You're busy with your final semester. So is Costas. Y'all are both very busy. Okay, here's the quote of the day from the inspiration book, okay? Hi, how are you? So today's what? I think it's the 13th. I hope so. Oh, it's from Zig Ziglar today. It says, most people who fail in their dreams fail not from lack of ability, but from lack of commitment. So, this is a good one because, hey Kelly, how are you? I look like a bundled up Eskimo today. I don't actually remember what the temperature is, but I think it was in the 50s and I couldn't get out of bed, so I decided to put all of the clothing on that I owned. So what do you think about that quote? Most people who fail in their dreams, fail not from lack of ability, but from lack of commitment. I know, I would fit in up north. I like wearing these clothes. So, I like that. I like that this is today's quote. Okay. Because I have something in my eye. How many times have you had really great ideas or started something and you're I am going to do this. I'm so serious. I'm going to do it, and I'm going to do it really good, and I'm just going to keep going. And then, maybe a month goes by, and that, you could have never even known that you had started saying that because it, never happens. Nope, the opposite. You never say that you're going to do something, or it just doesn't happen. Because unfortunately, this happens to me a lot. Not as bad as I would say maybe the majority of people that I know. However, I think it's because I smash things before ever starting. It doesn't happen. Well, you should at least have some sort of dream. What is your dream, Kelly? I want to know what your dream is. That's your question of today, then. If you don't have your dream yet, instead of are you committed, I need to know what's your dream. Because I have lots of dreams. Do you want to know what I actually almost did before teaching dance? Because I almost had a different business before teaching dance. Do you want to guess what it is? Or what it was? That's a weird number. I have no idea what number that is. So many just started school today are afraid and confused on it. Well, usually the first day is pretty confusing, but that probably means you're in the right place, because that probably means that you have a lot to learn. So about 6 years ago, wow, that's a long time. It doesn't seem like that. I almost started a bakery. I love decorating cakes. I don't know if I have, it's on my phone, otherwise I would show you. But I used to decorate a lot of cakes. I don't know if my iPad is signed into my Facebook. If it's dead, of course. Yeah, so I almost did that, and you love eating cake. The funny thing is I don't really like cake. I like brownies and chocolate, but I'm not really that big of a fan of cake. So I usually just liked to decorate them, and then, like, that was it. You love cooking and baking too? Yeah. I like doing, like, the really fancy decorating, like with fondant and stuff. If you actually go to my old blog, outsidetheboxontheedge.wordpress.com, then you'll actually see one cake I did recently for my grandma. But not all of my cakes are on there. So I almost did that, and I'm glad I didn't, only because it wasn't a commitment thing that I didn't do it. It was a money thing because it's a lot of investment to start a bakery. So that's why instead I ended up doing a dance studio, because you didn't need as much stuff. However, it did end up, like, totally costing me a lot more money. But you live and learn, right? However, there's been plenty of ideas that I have had in life. You have to run. Yes, I'm glad you said hi. Have a good day at classes. And just remember, like, you're in there not to know everything. You're there to learn. So you should feel a little bit lost. Hi, Arlen. So, Arlen, the question of today is, are you committed? So I want to know. And I'll tell you the quote again, just in case anyone's just tuning in. It's from Zig Ziglar. It says, most people who fail in their dreams fail not from lack of ability, but from lack of commitment. Okay? So, very true. And this is going to be a quick scope because I'll probably get a call and it'll probably disrupt my scope like any minute. You should have been committed to a crazy house. What do you mean? Oh, never mind. I know, I almost put like a caveat in that title, like not crazy committed. Yeah, there's a few times that I probably would have fit in right there with that. I have so many drinks today, you guys. You're committed to a great life. That's a really good one to be committed to. I have water, and I have tea, and I have my smoothie. I'm going to be so liquefied today. So, what am I committed to right now? Because, gosh, I have been committed to so many things, and I get really discouraged. Like, I do know myself enough to know that when I don't see something happening, like, right away, commitment is hard with so many of my dreams. Yes, Ziglar is, like, the bomb, and that's why I was super excited when my mom got me a Zig Ziglar book. Like, that was perfect. They probably, like, think I'm so weird on Facebook. I'm like, all of his stuff. So, yeah, I normally, like, get really discouraged after maybe that first week or two, whatever, like, the beginning. You have a few of his books. Awesome. This is, like, the first thing I've ever had of his, but I do a lot more online learning than necessarily physical books and stuff, only because I like free education. So, back to what I was saying. Yes, normally after like a week or two, if I feel like it's like not going somewhere, then I know it's terrible, but I give up. I'm like, okay, this isn't going to work. It's not happening. There's not any response. Like, I don't like risk. That would be a perfectionism thing, if you know anything about perfectionists. And when I see that there's a risk and that it's not like an easy win, then usually I'm like, cut that off, let's go to the next idea. And it's funny because the only reason I even was able to open a pole studio in the first place was probably because I had like a really like mean ex-boyfriend at the time, and he was like, no, you keep talking about it, you're gonna do it, like, I'm gonna help you, you're gonna do it. And I really don't like that guy anymore. However, I will say that I wouldn't have opened my studio and I wouldn't have grown if he wasn't there in my life. So I guess there is a season for all people, and that was his main only purpose. That's when you learn what kind of fight you have in you. Exactly. And honestly, I'm the flight person in the fight, flight, or freeze scenario. So I am working to change that, because you don't have to stay in that scenario. Like, you can have a natural tendency to flight, or you can have a natural tendency to fight. I know a few people that like to argue and fight for everything, but even whenever it's like beating a dead horse. But you can kind of change and find a nice happy medium in between all three. Like, I don't know if that's normal in nature for something to have like all three responses. I'm not a scientist. But that's what I'm working towards every single day, because right now there's a lot of things I would like to flight on. Read Flight to Win. Okay. Can you tweet that to me so that I don't forget? Otherwise, I end up forgetting what I'm looking for in the replays, and I'm like, oh, hearts. Yeah, so you know that I am constantly growing my blog and trying to think of exactly what I'm offering to you all, and I've been pretty consistent. I've been doing these talks consistently, even though my numbers started at like 70 people. Why? I don't know. That was weird. It was like, at first I had all like gross people in my scopes, and I think then Ashley... thank you. I don't hardly ever wear it because it's never cold in Florida, but I was like, I really like this thing. I'm going to wear it today, even if it's not as cold as it probably should be. Good. And then like Ashley invited all these followers, and then I had like 100 people in my scope, and then I got like, I didn't get nervous. That's where I have a fight in me. Whenever I am put on the spot, I actually like take control, and I'm fine doing that. I can do that without any problem. And then, as I saw the numbers going down, you know how many people stop scoping because their numbers cut in half, and they're like, well, I guess nobody wants to hear it anymore. So they just stop. And that would be the flight kicking in, right? Because they're like, no, this isn't the right thing for me to do. It's just not working. But they forget that, like, people kind of, like, go in and out. Like, right now, I notice a lot of people's scopes are very low in numbers. But you know what? It doesn't really matter if a bunch of, like, weirdos that aren't even listening to your message are in your scope, as much as, like, people who are actually listening to it. And I know that y'all are listening because you're talking back. And you're not just, like... a ghost number, you know what I mean? So that's why I do it. Now, maybe if, like, no one was talking back, it is a lot harder. I have had that a couple times, and then I just feel like I'm talking to myself. But I can do that, too. So, yes, I have been fighting through that, but it definitely hit my mind for a little bit. Like, maybe I should not do this. Maybe it's just, it wasn't really my thing. Like, maybe it's not a good idea. And I could have quit already, but I decided that I need to stay committed to something. And this feels like I'm going to do this anyways in my life, so I might as well keep doing this, right? Like, it's not something I'm really having to try to do. Like, every day I would have been like, oh, let's find a quote. Okay, so I might as well share it with you. And every day I like to, like, challenge myself to think of ways to progress. So I would have asked myself a question like that after reading that quote, and maybe I would have sat in silence. And honestly, good. I'm glad to hear that. I hope it's helping you. I mean, I hope you are thinking about these things. I know it's hard sometimes to think whenever I'm talking so much, but I hope that maybe it resonates with you throughout the day afterwards. Okay, I'm getting the call. I gotta go. Bye, guys. Bye.